I'm not gonna lie, for the past few months, I've been seeing a lot of quotes. I've been seeing a lot of posts. I've been seeing a lot of, I've just been seeing a lot when it comes to Gen Z's obsession with 2016. For some reason, our generation has this mild obsession with 2016 for some reason. Now, guys, I'm not gonna lie, it may sound a bit controversial, but the coach doesn't play. I don't understand the whole obsession with 2016, but I do believe that it has a few factors that I'm gonna speak about today. In which number one being nostalgia. Now, a lot of the times when we think about 2016, we get this nostalgic feeling because at the time, things were so good. I'm not gonna lie, things were so good. Things were so flowing. You never really had stress about a lot of things. You'd basically come from school, watch regular show, Ben 10, Powerpuff Girls, Teen Titans Go, Disney XD, Cartoon Network. We had all these TV stations right after school. What a time, one would say. Because at some point you just think about it like, bro, I barely had any stress at the time. I never really worried about things that serve no purpose in my life. Especially when it also comes to music. Music also played a big part in 2016. We had Juice WRLD, we had XXS, Tentacion, all those other people, this and the third. Future's music was popping. I think it was around the time Mask Off came out, or was it afterwards? Whatever. But besides that, I feel like music also played a big part in the whole Gen Z being obsessed with 2016 because music was at its peak. I'm not gonna lie, the creativity was also there compared to what we initially have now. All the music of now seems to be the same. Back then, that music was heartfelt, it touched the soul, it actually had meaning. Music these days has no meaning at all. I'm not gonna lie. You got people out here rapping about things that don't even make sense. I'm not gonna lie. And it's so repetitive because everybody thinks they can rap now. Everybody's just blowing up for such stupid things. Where's the real music? So yes, I do understand the whole obsession with 2016, but if you think about 2016 and think about now, it's like, bro, time flied, bro. And the fact that it seemed like it was not so long ago, it's just so crazy. It's like 2016 was like 2 years ago, but 2 years ago we're literally still battling with COVID. Man, it's just crazy. A lot of people had less stress at the time as well. People stressed less. I don't know if it was because of the jobs. I don't know if it was because they never had kids. But at some point, it's just like, bro, people never really stressed about a lot of things. And now it's like 10 times worse. People have worries. People are stressing about things that serve no purpose. I even catch myself doing that sometimes. And I always come back to my senses. I'm like, bro, this serves no purpose. Because the mind does try and battle you at some point. Not even at some point, a lot of the times. Their mental battles be hitting so different, you'd be feeling so powerless. You know that feeling of despair that comes once in a while? Man, you don't want to have that. And others would argue that, no, I don't get that feeling, this, that, and the third. Bro, who are you trying to lie to? Don't lie to me. You're not lying to me. Don't lie to me. In terms of creativity as well, there was a lot of creative things at the time. A lot of things were creative. Creativity was at its peak. Music was at its peak, as well as memes. Memes were so funny back then. They made more sense. We had the Vines. We had all these things, thrillers. But now, it's just like nothing is authentic anymore. A lot of the things are staged. Nothing is as authentic as it was back then. And I feel like it's more of a thing of, if you had to bring back those things now, it would bring a nostalgic feeling, but it wouldn't necessarily be the same. 2016 was at its peak, man. We had Juju on that beat. We had Watch Me Whip, we had Watch Me Nene, we had all these songs, man. But now it just comes to a point where you start to think to yourself, did we actually value 2016 in the moment? Or Are we all only realizing it now that we don't have it anymore, and we tending to compare the past and now? And it's just like we're living in two totally different worlds. What do you guys think about that? Let me know down in the comment section. Because now when you think about it, it's like we may have not cherished 2016, 2017, 2018, those peak years at the time. But now that it's like 2025 and we have all these hooligans, these clowns, it's just like, bro, it's not the same. You know, it's not the same. And a lot of people wouldn't mind going back, you know, but when you think about it, it's like, yo, it had its bad times. 2016 had its bad times. There were those times where you were like, yo, nah, like life is actually like, I'm actually going through it right now. But for the most part, 2016 was the time, man. 2016 was at its peak. People were living. People were happy. COVID ruined the generation of Gen Z youths, and it basically made them more isolated, more addicted to their phones. Back then, people would just basically go out and have fun, you know? Have fun, touch some grass, watch grass grow, you know, just be out there. Now, a lot of the time, people are so isolated. You know, it's not bad to be isolated, but you know, when it gets to a point where you don't even see sunlight, that's bad, man. Maybe not even see sunlight, but just like the feeling of sunlight itself, it's just bad. So, what am I trying to say? 2016 was at its peak. 2020, COVID ruined a whole generation. And when I say ruined, I mean ruined. Like, we have all this brain rot content. And, you know, shout out to the people that are actually like doing their thing, making money from that. But it's like, it's nice, like, bro, everybody's just cooked. We all cooked, bro. And you also just sit down and think to yourself, like, what's more to come? Like, what's more to come when it comes to like the whole content space? Not even the whole content space, the whole movies. You know, movies were even different back then. You know, we had those Kevin Hart shows, movies. We had Eddie Murphy. Around those times, I was really bumping into Everybody Hates Chris. That's the shows I was watching back then. You know, we had the Regular Show. Man, I really love Regular Show. I'm not gonna lie to you. And the original Ben 10. The original Ben 10, actually. And a lot of these TV shows, man, like, they were just so amazing. You know, we had Eleven. We had Phineas and Ferb. You know, we had Mickey Mouse, the original Mickey Mouse, not what we have right now. It's just like, bro, we getting some AI Mickey Mouse. Come on, bro. Like, why can't everything just go back to when it was how it was? And the main part about 2025 is that nothing is as original as it was back then. You know, originality has lost its true meaning. You know, people are trying to replicate other people. Everybody's voicing each other's opinions. Nobody has their own voices anymore. Which is also the peak of social media, the art of social media. And now that social media is also at its peak, comparisons are very deep. People see other things on social media, so they compare themselves to other people. Yeah, fact. They tend to compare themselves to other people, hopping on the trends. Everybody's doing what, oh, he did this, so I want to do that too. Come on, bro. You have your own opinions. Voice your own opinions. Stop trying to be like the other person. Now, I get that sounds cliche, but on a real note, you gotta live up to your own values. Own up to them too. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I always say this, you may not know who I am, but very soon you will know who I am. So yeah, Gen Z has an obsession with 2016, and I don't usually blame them because, you know, we're seeing a lot of tomfoolery on the internet, some revolting content, you know, it's like goon content, the goon epidemic. You know, things are just like, it's not the same. It's not the same. No content is original these days. Everybody's just trying to paint an image. Oh, I'm trying to be cool, this, that, and the third. Own out to your own values. And I always say this, don't let anybody tell you that you can't do what you want to do. You got to put your mind to these things, man. Because the mind can be an enemy for the most part. Being woke is a blessing and a curse. So I want you guys to actually like keep pushing those endeavors. Keep doing your thing. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Ensure to subscribe to the most perspicacious. But always remember, the coach doesn't play.